I'll tell you what. I'll put my headphones on and I
Yeah.
won't say fuck all bugger.
Apparently not supposed to within the first couple of minutes. Oh.
Oh no, they changed that rule now. You can say all the fucks and buggers you want.
Oh, okay.
Just don't talk about the
What about
chemtrails on the conspiracy theory podcast. Well, look, it's okay when the government talks about it and how it's actually for our own good. But if we say chemtrails are real, then you're just a nutter.
Yeah. Even though it's on the .gov website.
Yeah, here's the .gov website talking about stratospheric climate remediation. Me saying chemtrails are real. Oh, you're just a nutter. You're just a dribbling retard, and you should be locked away in the padded cell, and for your own health and safety.
Yeah.
I love health and safety, don't you?
What's been going on in the Fortean world this week, Hobbit? We got anything new going on?
Absolutely nothing at all. It seems like the ghosts have been very quiet. Why? Is there something you wanted to...
I just wondered if there'd been any news, if anything was in the zeitgeist.
Wow. Oh, aliens. You know about aliens?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're coming back. They fought. So now, my hope is when the aliens come to Earth and say, look, the probe we sent back in, what was it, 2007, 2010? I forget now. You called it a Moa, and we really don't like that term.
You, Hobbit. If you fancy going to watch Nightmare Live in September, it's in Cambridge though, so parking will cost. I'll have to remortgage the house for parking.
I think what you do is you park outside of Cambridge and then you get a train in, so that'll be just as expensive.
Yeah. If anybody does know how to get into Cambridge without having to remortgage your house, can you just let us know on a postcard? Or a YouTube comment where you tell us we're shit.
Yeah. We could do with some of that stuff, really. It's just
it's not the same old geezer though. They've replaced him with some sort of soy boy with a tash and beard.
Yeah.
So it might not be as good.
I mean, so the thing is, right? Back in 2000,
to be fair, the geezer doing it does look like the son of Geezer from Nightmare.
Oh yeah, no, that guy would probably be in his 80s now or something, so they probably can't do it.
Still, I bet he's still got the voice. I just put a picture in of what Nightmare Live looks like now.
Well, they got some guy to look like Treadgar.
Sodder, that's American Sodder. Hobbit, can you explain? I've been introducing you to lots of American words lately. Was it air poo tea?
Right, no. Okay, so yeah, can you explain to me and the audience what air poo tea means?
I don't know, but Matt Walsh is flogging it.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, so I'm about 3 times louder than you. If I go to the let's try the YouTube first.
Right, let's boost me up a bit. I don't quite know what.
And then turn me down. Let's have a listen.
Right, how are our levels, people?
So if I listen to that, oh, we sound about the same.
Yeah, but is that better now? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Much better. Right, there we go. Yeah, air poo tea. I don't know what it is, but Matt Walsh, and you don't have to steep it, Hobbit. You don't have to steep air poo tea, which I would assume is brewing, is it?
Yeah, if you steep something, that means to make a brew, but
yeah.
It's like all of these words. Like I understand air poo and tea. These are all English words, but it's like.
It's actually Chinese fermented tea or something.
You know when someone's had a stroke and they start to say non sequitur words? That's what I was worried about. I was just
I don't see why I should have to suffer these Americanisms alone. And there was another one the other day.
Well, it's like if you're the victim of if you've witnessed like a heinous act, you're the victim of like a crime. You've seen some woman with hideous tattoos.
Yeah.
Occasionally you can sort of confide in people. It's like, look, I'm really troubled. I saw a lady with hideous tattoos, and frankly, I'm reassessing my life. But there's other times where I'm just like, where people do this thing now with glee of sort of saying like, I've seen this, and now so should you. And I'm just like, I don't think you should be subjecting people to the same trauma that you've had to bear witness to. I don't think that's a good thing. I think it.
Oh, it was that other one.
Dare
What wacky back put in the dinner?
Dare I say? Well, yeah, but that's a Spanish word, so that's why she's pronouncing it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Dare I say it right? But Big Ears from that show Sargon does, and who's on my Twitter feed for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, look, I get it. You're following Bonnie Blue or something, and she's done like some disgusting sex act, but
No, she hasn't. It's worse than that. She's spoken to Andrew Gold.
I don't need to be witness to that. You don't need to post on your timeline as some sort of justification of, I've seen this, now so should you. I just think that's not a right thing to say. I think that's wrong. I don't think you should say such a thing.
Yeah.
I just, there's a lot of people, they say
Catman
things
says,
and
I'll
I
be glad when America is no longer a thing in 2030. I would like to take my foot off their neck.
Real
but,
talk.
They need to sort the language out.
Real talk, right?
Yeah.
As to borrow an Americanism.
Yeah.
Who's on the way out first, us or them? Because at the moment,
they're in denial. Have you heard? Where is it? I'll put it in here. Let's read that. Let's do this one first. This is a little bit.
Maybe I'm an optimist, but I've got more hope that America's got a chance than we have.
Breaking. One of the largest statues in America was just unveiled. A 51-foot idol of a Hindu god, Lord Ram, the tallest in North America, was revealed in Mississauga. Mississauga. I don't know that. That's a word, but I don't know how to say it.
Well, it's just one of those demon phrases again. But you see, this is one of the things I use to make Twitter a lot more bearable, right? I have muted the word breaking, and therefore anything that starts with breaking or has breaking in the thing, I don't see it. And you know what? It's a lot better because of that. Yeah. I miss out on giant Hindu statue to the demon god of turds and disease erected in Texas or wherever.
Oh, look at this. Esther says, if you think a golden ballroom is more important than childhood cancer research, I have nothing left to say to you. So obviously that's a real choice that's occurring in the world at the moment, apparently, according to leftists.
What?
Yep. There's a choice between golden ballrooms and childhood cancer research. I assume
when I was young,
if she's talking about America, they have a private healthcare system.
When I was younger, right, I always thought that this phrase of ignorance is bliss. I thought, how can that be? It just, to me, that sound like anathema. Yeah. But then the older I get, the more and more I'm starting to realise that I would be blissfully ignorant of these things if it wasn't presented to me.
These people exist and they think like that. Like there's like a real choice. Shall we have childhood cancer research or shall we have golden ballrooms? Like that? Like that's like happening anywhere. That's a real conversation anywhere.
Well, look, the babblings of the mentally ill should just be dismissed as babble to begin with, for a start. It's just, it doesn't bear repeating. But I would say second to that, right, is just the fact that I don't need to know about a giant Hindu statue erected in Texas.
Well, you did ask the question, who's going out first?
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Okay.
Ooh, this might be quite crypto scatology. That sounds like it could be problematic.
Crypto scatology. Is this like something Ian should be made aware of?
Sounds right up Ian's street. Crypto scatology. It does sound like an interesting story though. It's about the Sandown clown. So it's some sort of alien thing, but we can talk about that after we've wrapped up on the Sodder children if you want.
Yeah. 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 Sure. Sure. We can do that. I'm sorry, look, audience. I am going to be doing a lot of this exasperated sighing in tonight's episode. Just a warning, right?
Yeah, because we've got to get our heads around the Sodder episode again, haven't we?
Well, yeah, and it's like, look, I'm a bit ill to begin with, but we were sort of talking about this before the show and said, "No, let's just go ahead and do it because." I think once we get over and done with, and then next week, who knows what next week? Next week can be aliens. Next week we can be talking about how they're going to land in November, and they're going to be like, "Well, we think you should have a one world government, and you should give more money to Israel." Because
I've got a story. I've just found a story on X, and it's from a 1986 edition of the 14 Times. So Miss Dora Monroe.
Can we do the Stephen Yaxley Lennon thing with X?
Yeah.
Real name Twitter.
Yeah. Actually, it's Twitter. Are the demons destroyed? I'd love to know what they think is going to happen when what do they think happens when they use his real name? Is he like Rumpelstiltskin where he throws a fit and like he has to bring the girl back to life or something?
I always feel it's a bit like with the artist formerly known as Prince. It's like, it's like, for legal reasons, I'm known as Tommy Robinson now.
I mean, do they just taunt like Cat Stevens, keep calling him Cat Stevens all the time, or whatever his real name was before he became
real name Cat Stevens?
Yeah, real name Cat Stevens, not Abu Hamza or whatever his name is now. That has to be my favourite gaff ever. I told you about that one, didn't I? It was Talk Sport. There was a quiz. It was what's Cat Stevens' name? Now he's converted to Islam, and someone said Abu Hamza.
That's real though. That's like actually his real legal name.
Yeah. So anyway, Miss Dora Monroe, we'll have to assume it's her real name. Her name isn't Stephen Yaxley Lennon. And her husband William bought a house in Poughkeepsie, Wisconsin. Those names again.
Oh, okay, yeah. Excuse me. This is the Sodder family thing of which we mentioned last week.
In 1982, and found a quilt that had been left in a box. Mrs. Monroe's daughter, Miss Florence Delphos, 33, was the first person to notice the quilt's odd behaviour when she slept under it. She was awakened by tugging motions from the quilt and heard a voice cry, "Give me my Christmas quilt." The boyfriend of Miss Monroe's granddaughter took the quilt home to test it. When it began moving, he got out of bed and watched it straighten itself. There was a knock at the door. Answering it, he saw a man standing in the pouring rain with dry clothing. He had no face and walked away in silence. Mrs. Monroe's husband battled with the quilt for 3 hours. When he finally let go, it crawled under a dresser.
Are you using a different source? Because I wasn't able to find this quilt thing.
No, it's nothing to do with. No, it's not the Sodders. This is from a 1986 edition of the 14 Times.
Right. Okay. Okie doke. Yeah.
I'm just having a quick search for 14.
Yes.
Big thread on Phantom Clowns, I think.
Have you heard the theory about clowns that actually they are what the Nephilim would look, behave, and sound like?
Is that us recreating it then? Is it without really knowing?
Well, I suppose.
Do you think there is like DNA memory, like on a tangent?
Well, I mean, yeah, the memories they kind of fall into myth, don't they? But it's like,
yeah.
You see, the Japanese, they've got these historical plays and stories about these mythical beings. They call them demon or yokai, and the yokai will do things like ruin your credit score and shave ridges off of your coins. And they depict these yokai beings, which are completely fictitious.
Aren't they the one that hide
beings.
under you while you're having a poo in the river?
Yeah, well, yeah, they do that too. But these mythical beings, which are entirely mythical and not based on any living or dead, but that standard film disclaimer thing. They got long noses and they wear little hats.
Yeah,
These yokai.
and they eat your poo when you poo in the river.
Yeah, and if you ask for the wrong brand of toilet paper, they'll give you a death by 1,000 paper cuts.
They'll give you eyes.
With the right brand. Yeah,
They swap your toilet paper out for Isol when you're asleep.
Oh God, that's a fate worse. That is truly demonic. You know what? I'm with the Japs here. You can't trust those yokai. They're nasty people. Well, they're not even people. They're demons.
Where the fuck is Corcula? Don wants to move to Corcula when England collapse.
I think it's one of those not real country. Oh, is that where George Best? Like some people go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
George Best and other alcoholics, they go to Corcula when they die.
Yeah. Right, so let's get into it. Let's wrap up the Sodder family. Do you want to read this one, or do you want me to read it?
Do you want to start off?
I'll start off.
Start us off with 10, would you?
Where were we? Continuing family, 1949. Went over the 1949 investigation where they found a spine that turned out to be nobody's. It turned out to be none of the families. So with the end of
just
official
a little mystery box there.
Yeah. With the end of J.J. Abrams wrote this story. I'm convinced he did. This is the original manuscript for Lost.
J.J. Abrams copied the script and changed it a bit so no one would notice.
With the end of official efforts to resolve
We're
the
on
case,
to you, J.J. Abrams, you plagiarist.
Yeah. The Sodder family did not give up hope. They had flyers printed. Well, he did remake Star Wars.
Does this mean that the Sodder family can sue J.J. Abrams for stealing their likeness for Lost?
Yeah, I know because they put that thing at the end, and he was likeness to persons living
the Get
or
Out
dead.
clause.
Yeah, that's in Minecraft.
Yeah.
That's in Minecraft to get away with stuff like that.
That's the Hollywood version of in Minecraft.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should put on the end of all of our tweets. Now we've got the. Oh no, it's for projecting children. We're obviously not going to come up against it, are we?
You say for all I care in Minecraft.
Yeah, for all I care.
In
about
Minecraft,
persons living or dead.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, any resemblance is purely incidental. So they offered a $5,000 reward, soon doubled, for information that would have settled the case for even one of them. In 1952, they put a billboard up at the side of the house and another along US Route 60 near Ansted with the same information. It would in time become a landmark for traffic through Fayetteville on US Route 19, today State Route 16. It gained 3 routes. The family's efforts soon brought another reported sighting of the children after the fire. Ida Crutchfield, great name there. Isn't that like Eileen Dover or something? Is that a joke name? Has she been a reporter for the BBC?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Phil McCann,
NHS budget cuts. Ida Crutchfield.
Indeed.
A woman who ran a Charleston, West Virginia hotel claimed to have seen the children approximately a week afterwards. I didn't remember the exact date, she said in a statement. Well, obviously you can check the signing in, can't you? The children had come in around midnight with 2 men and 2 women, all of whom appeared to be of Italian extraction. When she attempted to speak with the children, one of the men looked at me in a hostile manner. Go on then.
That's got to be an American phrase, right? Extraction.
Yeah. They were.
I know what extraction
They were
means.
extracted from Italy.
Were they?
I don't know.
All right.
Again, probably big Mussolini enthusiasts, I assume.
I mean, this is from the country that brought you the term air poo tea.
No, I think China came up with air poo tea, but the Yanks insist on.
Oh, you're telling me this is in English?
No, it's Chinese.
No,
hold on.
You know right. You know the phrase English.
Yeah.
Badly translated Chinese phrases.
Oh, sorry, it's
into
poo
English.
air tea. It's not air poo tea. It's poo air. It's PUERH. But the thing is, there's no good way of pronouncing that without making it sound gross. Because you either go poo or you go poo air. Don't you?
So what is it? It's fermented tea.
Pu'er tea, pronounced pu'er, is the most oxidised form of tea. It's practically oxygen in a tin. Often aged and sometimes very expensive. Unlike other teas which get stale over time, pu'er can mellow and improve with age like a fine wine. Some pu'er teas are more than 50 years old, and rare pu'er teas sell for many thousands of dollars in Asian specialty stores.
Well, I'm thinking about this thing, right? But
Do they have tiger foreskins in them as well? Maybe. I don't know.
the best cup of tea I ever had, and I realised it wasn't the ingredients because they were it was crap. It was no, this would have been let me think about it, 23 years ago. So when was that? That was 2002. So the tin of tea in 2002 said it expired in 1981. And it was a Twinings Earl Grey tea.
Yeah.
And the milk was UHT milk. So you can imagine it's not going to be a great cup of tea. And I had a standard issue French croissant because I was in the mountains in France, and I was looking at these beautiful clouds rolling through the valley underneath me. And the reason I said it was the best cup of tea, it's not due to the quality of the tea. I mean, it was all right. It wasn't like, oh my God, this tea which expired 31 years ago is just poisonous. It wasn't anything like that. It was an all right cup of tea. But the reason it was the best cup of tea is because of the view. And then it made me realise that I should be living in the mountains.
Did you have pu'er?
Well, yes, I did, except it's called Twinings Earl Grey, which you see, if I say to you Twinings Earl Grey, you don't go, what the fuck you on about?
Yeah.
Speak English.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows what Twinings Earl Grey is.
So basically,
by the way,
it's supposed to be fermented.
Twinings Earl Grey, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
I need to put that in there.
Pu'er, not unlike Matt Walsh, we haven't sold out to big pu'er.
Yeah. Get in touch, pu'er. We'll discuss terms.
Pu'er's distinct flavour comes from the fact that after the leaves are picked, they're made into a sun-dried base tea called like mocha, basically mocha with an extra A in it. Hold on, all of me windows are just shut down. Why have you done that, dickhead?
Oh, I was going to say your windows are manual. It's like you don't have smart windows.
That's weird. Oh yeah, that's all. Everything's still running. Don't know what happened there. Just everything. All the windows decided to close. Big pu'er are trying to do me. So they make mawaka, and then fermented. After that, the leaves are aged and then packed into bricks or cakes. This sounds like regular tea to me.
George Sodder said, "Look, if my children had survived, they would have come home if they'd known we had a pot of pu'er tea."
Yeah, pu'er. So pu'er, because it's super oxidised, pu'er has a lower antioxidant content than white or green tea, but Chinese people credit it with many health benefits, including a big boner, especially promotion of weight loss, reduction of serum cholesterol. What the fuck is serum?
Yeah, but they say that about everything, don't they? Like, oh yeah, this thing really beneficial to you.
Pizza.
Oh, it's so beneficial.
Pizza. Eat Chinese pizza. It bring everything down.
Everything they say is like, oh, give you a big boner. It's like, oh, what about this ham sandwich? Yeah, give you a big boner. What about this risotto? Yeah, give you a big boner. Every food Chinaman eats, give him big boner. Do you think Chinese are just turned on by food? Are they like Hamble and Reed? Are they food sexuals?
I think they are, yeah.
It's just like, oh, me eat so much food. Me eat food now. What me eat?
Me eat tiger boner. Tiger boner make you virile.
Oh yeah, tiger boner, great. Tiger boner, really yummy. Me love tiger boner. So pu'er tea, get in touch with us. We'll discuss terms.
We'll flog tea.
Yeah, well, I'll do a live.
Still waiting for Raid Shadow Legends to get in touch.
What Raid Shadow Legends?
I'll still big IDF, no problem.
Look, I will sign the white phosphorus shells myself if you give me an exclusive Raid Shadow Legends contract.
Oh, have you seen? Oh, what was it? This was. Oh no, it's gone now. Oh, have you seen Domino's have been giving pizzas to the IDF? So now we've got a boycott Domino's.
Well, boycott this, boycott that, boycott it yourself. I'm boycotting that. Well,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the last time I had a Domino's pizza was probably like 5 years ago.
So you've unofficially.
It's not that
you're unofficially supporting Palestine.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to go and buy some Domino's pizza now, just to sort of say I'm not with that lot.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a soda stream. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, that's enough. It'll do.
Yeah.
I've done pomegranates. You'll be alright.
I've got my soda stream. I've got my dates from Israel. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So, I didn't remember the exact date. Children had come in around midnight. The 2 men and 2 women, all of whom appeared to be of Italian extraction, which is where we got sidetracked.
And they were saying, "Have you got any of that pu'er tea? None of that rubbish Lipton bollocks that most Yanks drink. We want pu'er tea."
Yeah. When she attempted to imagine bubble pu'er tea, would you make that in the bath?
That's actually something from Taiwan, I'm told, where they're like, "Hey, you know what would make this?"
Am I being culturally insensitive now, Mike?
Well, China man, Taiwan man, same difference, basically.
Yeah. Taiwan number one.
The Taiwanese, right? They looked at tea, and it's like, well, this is pretty bland. We make our tea weak to begin with, and we use milk because unlike the Chinese, we believe in milk.
Yeah.
But if there was a way we could make this like significantly blander, I know. What if we put in like beads of tapioca starch, which have no flavour whatsoever, into the tea? Yeah, let's do that. Oh,
like,
all the little
tapioca was the thing. Like when you read your Whizzer and Chips, they'd all moan about tapioca in the school canteen, wouldn't they?
Yeah, because it's just this. It's a bland taste.
It's grey, isn't it? Like grey as well, tapioca, the way we cook it over here.
It just, well, I mean, when they put it in bubble tea, it's black.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't cook it as much as the Taiwanese.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, that's tapioca.
Surprised the Chinese haven't just changed it, so you just put chuck frog spawn in there instead. Proper bubble tea.
Why don't they put in tiger penis? Then you have bubble tea, or give you a big boner.
So when this woman attempted to speak with the children, one of the men looked at me in a hostile manner. He turned around again and began talking rapidly in Italian. Immediately, the whole party stopped talking to me. She recalled they left the hotel early that morning. Investigators today do not, however, consider her story credible, as she'd only seen photos of the children 2 years after the fire, 5 years before she came forward. Okay, so another dead end. George followed up leads in person, travelling to the areas where tips had come. Woman from St. Louis, Missouri claimed Martha was being held in a convent there. A bar patron in Texas claimed to have overheard 2 other people making incriminating statements about a fire that happened on Christmas Eve in West Virginia. Oddly specific. Just, hey, buddy, just make sure we don't get caught for that fire we did at Christmas Eve in West Virginia at the Sodder residence.
Yeah.
Is that a conversation you have in a pub?
That's a conversation. Hey guys, you remember that crime we committed at this place and this time and this address, involving these people? Yeah, don't let people know we were responsible for that crime which we committed. You're listening, you eavesdropper. We didn't commit this crime. It wasn't us, so you can't say we did it.
Fucking
okay.
Hell. When George was really losing the plot, weren't he? He was stalking that ballet class. You remember that one, don't you? Where they said, "Look, you're a bit creepy and you're weirding the kids out. Can you just fuck off?"
What do you mean I'm a bit creepy? It's like, well, you are masturbating.
I want to see the little girls. I demand to see you little girls.
We get it. You're upset, but you can't be masturbating in a public place, King Cobra, George Sodder.
When George heard later that a relative of Jenny's in Florida had children that looked similar to his, the relative had to prove the children were his own before George was satisfied. Fucking George has lost it, hasn't he?
Was he like was he heard to have said, "I'd rather shoot my dick off than do anything sexual with George Osborne's kids"? No, Ozzy Osbourne's kids.
Ozzy Osbourne's kids. Or George Osborne's
George
kids.
Osborne, Ozzy Osbourne's kids. You know, same difference, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, George Sodder would shoot his dick off than do anything sexual with either of those kids.
Yeah. In 1967, George went to Houston. I have to say Houston because I remember. Do you remember Terence Stamp in Superman 2?
Houston.
The Houston area, to investigate another tip. A woman there had written to the family saying that Louis had revealed his true identity to her one night after having too much to drink. She believed that he and Morris were both living in Texas somewhere. Well, only the largest state in America, somewhere. So, however, George and his son-in-law, Grover Paxton, that's an awesome number. It's such a Yank name, isn't it? Were unable to speak with her. Police there were able to help them find the two men she'd indicated, but they denied being the missing sons. Paxton said years later doubts about that denial lingered in George's mind for the rest of his life. Another letter they received that year brought the Sodders what they believed was the most credible evidence that at least Louis was still alive. One day, Jenny found in the mail a letter addressed to her, postmarked Central City, Kentucky, with no return address. Inside was a picture of a young man around 30 with features strongly remembering Lewis's. Who, is it Lewis? It'd be Lewis, wouldn't it? Because it's in America. It would have been in his 30s if they'd survived. On the back was written Lewis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, Lil Boys. A90132 or 35. I don't know what that means.
As comprehensible as air poo tea.
The family hired another private detective to go to Central City and look into the missive, but he never reported back to the Sodders and they were unable to locate him afterwards. Dun dun dun. I thought he just fucked off with their money. The picture nonetheless gave them hope. They added it to the billboard, leaving Central City out of it and any other published information out for fear Louis might come to harm, and put an enlargement of it over their fireplace. So showing his face, like so the baddies will see his face and they'll go, that can't be Louis, that's somebody else.
Yep.
George admitted to the Charleston Gazette Mail, a hyphenated newspaper. It got married. It's a double-barreled newspaper. Dead posh. Late next year, that the lack of information had been like hitting a rock wall. We can't go any brick wall. We can't go any. Why do they have to say rock wall, Hobbit?
Because they are fans of the Flintstones.
Yeah. Oh dear, Mr. Rockwall.
They're the modern Stone Age family, didn't you know?
We can't go any further. He nevertheless vowed to continue. Time is running out for us, he admitted in another interview around that time, but we only want to know. If they did die in the fire, we want to be convinced. Otherwise, we want to know what happened to them. George Sodder died in 1969. I hope he saw the moon landing before he went. Jenny and her surviving children, except John, who never talked about the night of the fire, except to say the family should accept what happened and move on with their lives. Okay.
Not
John,
suspicious.
Swivel-eyed conspiracy theorist there, John, continued to seek answers to their questions about the missing children's fate. After George's death, Jenny stayed in the family home, putting up fencing around it and added additional rooms. For the rest of her life...
we did that joke already.
What joke?
Janai.
That was so nice of Jenny after she'd been reamed out by half of America to go back to Forest.
Hey, basically, I've got AIDS and you're rich, so you can look after me.
I've got AIDS and I'm ready to settle now.
Okay, Janai.
And this kid probably yours, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, there's a. I thought it was called Growing Up. It's not, but it's Tom Hanks, and it's called Big. And it's where he gets turned into... he's a boy, but he gets thrust into an adult world.
True story. I think I saw Big at the cinema.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. I think I saw Big at the cinema, yeah.
Did you see Ghost in the cinema?
I did see Ghost at the cinema.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was only like $1.50 a time. We spent most of our lives in the fucking cinema because it was so cheap. You didn't have to remortgage your house to go to the cinema back then.
What, like a popcorn didn't cost like 50 quid?
Well, we never bought snacks. Nobody ever bought snacks. That's for suckers buying snacks at the cinema.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
like people are suckers. Oh, what do I know?
Putting up fencing around it, adding additional rooms. For the rest of her life, she wore black in mourning and tended the garden at the site of the former house. After her death in 1989, the family took the weather. Well, what was your big thing? You started talking about big, and then I don't think you finished your thought.
Oh, Tom Hanks has just been in a lot of films about children and stuff like that.
Yeah, there are rumours about him, aren't there?
Unsubstantiated, allegedly.
Yeah. Don't worry, Trump will pardon him. He's one of the boys, isn't he, Trump?
Yeah. He's a good old boy.
Yeah. The surviving Sodder children, joined by their own children, continued to publicise the case and investigate leads. They, along with older Fayetteville residents, have theorised the Sicilian mafia was trying to extort money from George, and the children may have been taken someone who knew about the planned arson and said they would be safe if they left the house. So why did they spend all that time trying to find them? They were possibly taken back to Italy. If the children had survived all those years and were aware their parents and siblings had survived too, the family believes they may have avoided contact in order to keep them from harm. That's beyond stretching, isn't it?
It's more and more. This story is starting to sound like the American version of the McCann family.
Oh, you think George and Thingy know exactly? George and Jenna know exactly where they are then.
Just there's a few like mystery boxes.
What if something accidentally happened to the children? The Sodders buried all the kids in the backyard and then set fire to the house to hide the evidence. Is that what you're saying? Hobbit?
Yeah, and then they were using like the thing of we were outspoken against Benito Mussolini, so
Mussolini was so popular, wasn't he, Hobbit? What happened to him again? That's it. He was strung up on a lamppost by his own people. That's how popular Mussolini was.
Yeah,
Mussolini that attacked the mafia. That's why the mafia wanted George Sodder dead.
That's it. Yeah.
The Mussolini thing is such a massive red herring, isn't it?
It's like, hey, look here instead of looking there.
Yeah.
There's something that's not quite right about this story, and it's very unsatisfying as well, because it's like, well, what am I supposed to say, really? It's
nothing's ever come out about it either, has it? So, like, here you go, they're still pretending to look for the kids.
Yeah.
It is an interesting story, because who the fuck knows what went on, really?
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's interesting, but
yeah,
your guess is as good as tomorrow's. What's going on over here?
I mean, there's no real clear kind of coherent thread running through it, is there? So, I think the Mussolini thing is a massive red herring.
Yes,
I think they've got hooked up on. I think they've got hooked up on the Mussolini thing, and I do not know why.
That's about pretty much the only thing I agree with.
Is it just like Yank racism at time? It's like, it's Italians. They're probably moaning about Mussolini.
But what else strikes me as weird about this as well is that, yes, but also, look, this story occasionally comes up, right? But you know the one about how the ADL was formed to posthumously pardon Leo Frank.
Yeah.
And Leo Frank was like going to the KKK. And it's like, you got to believe me, this black janitor is the one that raped and murdered this little girl. And the KKK were like, no, we don't believe you.
The only thing is, KKK, I need you to murder him before he comes out with a contrary statement.
Yeah, and then the KK were like, let's hear this term which they refer to as a black janitor out, and hear his side of the story. And then the KKK, which is, very impartial when it comes to matters of racial discrimination, went, well, Leo Frank frankly Yes, that is your
Well,
name.
you know, the
We don't-
KKK, well known for, you know, as long as you're here and paying your taxes, they're fine with you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, a bit of an odd one that, and I'm just thinking it's one of those stories where they're like, "Hey guys, look, Benito Mussolini, am I right?" And I'm not saying the KKK was there, but if I wasn't the KKK, I'd be like, I don't buy it, mate. I really don't. You're telling me the mob killed you because you said unflattering things
Well, no,
about
the mob didn't
the
kill him.
man.
The mob tried to kill him, and then somebody else was there as well at the same time to spirit the children away and hide them for their own safety. What? So there was just like this big group of people converging on the Sodder house on Christmas Eve. Like, because nobody's got anything better to do on Christmas Eve. Like, oh, it's Christmas Eve, I've got nothing to do. Let's go and converge on the Sodder house.
Hey, let's pretend my name's Don Giovanni or something. It's like, I need you to do me a favor, right? There's this guy, George Sodder, and he's been making unkind statements about Benito Mussolini, the guy that's imprisoned my cousins and brothers over in the old country. I need to go out there and whack him. Or when I say whack him, I mean legally actionable threats of violence to him and his family.
Just who are this independent group that kidnapped the kids for their own safety but didn't tell the parents what they'd done?
No one disrespects the Cosa Nostra, especially not the fascistic Italian leaders of the early 20th century. We don't stand for that kind of shit around here.
We're intensely patriotic. We won't hear a bad word said against our president, Mussolini.
Say what you like about Il Duce, but, what with him imprisoning like my fellow countrymen. But I won't hear a bad word said about him, especially not here in New Jersey.
It's just none of it makes any sense whatsoever. Like you can't even like work out your own, like most stories. You hear all the facts, and then you figure out your own narrative from it. But like I can't even figure out a narrative from it. Like certain stories, like the McCanns or like the Essex Boys murders. You get all the facts there. You come up with your own story. People can have their own individual versions of this story, but at least there's enough facts there to put together a story, isn't there?
There's enough where you can draw your own conclusions, even if there's, like things like the American conspiracy theory to get us to use their notation format, the 11th of September.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough evidence there, both for and against what was going on, where we can go, something's not adding up with this story. I think this is bollocks. But in this story, I can't make head nor tail of it, Hemi. I really can't.
I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. So in the 21st century, the family's efforts have come to include online forums like websleuths.com in addition to media coverage. But like I say, there's not enough to put together to even create a story, is there? The increase in the latter, literally all we know is the house burnt down. Other than that, no idea.
House burnt down, question mark, profit.
Yeah. The increase in the latter led to some who have examined the case to believe the children did in fact die in 1945. But you've got the evidence that no, they didn't find the skeletons in the ashes. So,
yeah.
Do you know, all I can tell you is the house burnt down, and that is literally the only thing I can tell you about this case. Nothing. I have no theories on what else happened.
The house burnt down, and some of the children survived, others didn't. Yeah. Also, there was a weird phone call, but that's hearsay. So
yeah. The same as the bloke who there was another bit that was like hearsay as well, weren't there? The bloke who got arrested for nicking the block and tackle. There's no record of him being arrested.
Oh, and there was a thing like a few weeks later about like the farmer admitting like, look, I planted that cow's liver in that box.
I buried a liver in a tin so they'd think their kids died in a fire. You what, mate?
Yeah, because that would bring them comfort. I mean, everyone knows that. It's well known in Italian families when your children have gone missing, presumed burned in a fire,
You find a liver in a
cow's
tin.
liver in the tin and you bury it, and you don't inform the family what you've done.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like some Haitian voodoo magic. That doesn't sound
I
like.
think, like, do they do like occult stuff in Italy? There's no great tradition of it, is there? But it does sound kind of occult, doesn't it? Burying a cow's liver on the premises. It just seems like some sort of curse, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there is some like occult black magic dabblings in that place. Like
Yeah.
the tarot cards came out of Italy.
So George Bragg, a local author who wrote about the case in his 2012 book West Virginia's Unsolved Murders, believes that John was telling the truth in his original account when he said he tried to physically awaken his siblings before fleeing the house. He allows that conclusion may still not be correct. Logic tells you they probably did burn in the fire, but logic doesn't tell you they burnt on the fire because they didn't find the skeletons, and the flames weren't hot enough to completely burn away a skeleton. So logic doesn't tell you that.
Exactly. No, it's.
So Stacey Horn,
you see the account's doing more tutorialising than we are.
Yeah. Stacey Horn, who did a segment on the case for National Public Radio around its 60th anniversary in 2005, also believes the children's death in the fire is the most plausible solution. No, it's not. In a contemporaneous post on her blog with material she had to cut from her story for Time, she noted the fire had continued to smoulder all night after the house collapsed, and that 2 hours was not enough time to search through the ash thoroughly. Even if it had been, the firefighters may not have known what to look for. However, she said, there is enough genuine weirdness about this whole thing that if someday I learn that the children did not die, I won't be shocked. So, okay, let's go with that one. So the fire, it'll be cooling down, won't it, after 2 hours, or remain hot, or does length of time in the fire make enough difference to burning bones?
Well, if there's no new fires happening, then it's cooling down. That's not a controversial statement.
Yeah, because the hottest it's going to be is when the flames are at their height, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2022, the History Channel read, so that was its 60th. So this mystery is 60 years old in 2005. So 2025, 80 years this year, Hobbit. 80 years this Christmas Eve.
80 years unsolved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's to another 80. Yeah, they ain't solved. I think the other problem with these things is the further away from the event you get, the worse the evidence gets, doesn't it? Which is why I'm kind of on the fence about them doing cold cases, unless they've got some really good DNA. Because like the further away from an event you get, people forget things. Like the evidence gets lost. You can't do
the one thing
can you?
The one thing I'll say about that, though, is I think people could say that the cold case of Jack the Ripper is a cold case.
Yeah.
However, two things, right? One, there was like some recent re-examination of the evidence, and two, I find it weird considering that somebody drew the conclusion. Somebody drew a comparison saying, "Isn't it funny that the Jack the Ripper stuff, it all coincides with when..." Now, I'm not saying this is the case, but it all coincides when Mahatma Gandhi was visiting London at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the two events are related. I'm just saying it's a coincidence that
Hindu or
these
Sikh?
murders happen. He was a Hindu.
Oh, right. Well, it would have been more plausible if he was a Sikh, because he'd always have the knives on him, wouldn't he?
I think he did strangles.
Oh, did he?
He liked doing a strangle.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that.
there is stuff about him in his home country, because he got some critics amongst the Hindus saying, "Oh no, he was very inappropriate. He did inappropriate things to ladies' bums. He would do enemas on them. He'd do enemas every day, enemas on their bums." That was the official thing they were saying that was bad about Mahatma Gandhi.
Do you want to squeeze in another quick one? Just a weird.
That's what Mahatma
disappearance.
Gandhi did when he says, "You have time for a quick enema, yes?"
Well, he squeezes out a quick one on the city streets, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yep,
yeah.
that's
The
it.
problem is there was no piles of poo found near the prostitutes, was there?
So you're telling me he covered up evidence of his crime? Doesn't sound very likely, does it?
Have you ever heard of Johnny Gosh?
Johnny Golly Gosh.
Johnny
No.
Golly Gosh. John David Gosh disappeared September the 5th, 1982, and he was a paper boy in the West Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll put it in here so you can keep up. There you go. He was in West Des Moines in Iowa, who disappeared between 6 and 7 a.m. on September the 5th, 1982. He's presumed to have been kidnapped.
Oh, his name's Gosh.
Gosh.
Gosh with
Gosh,
unnecessary
that's spelling.
letters.
Is that Polish or something? German?
Oh.
German? Polish?
I don't know.
No, so
It's mutton it.
Gosh's picture was among the first to be featured on milk carton. So he was one of the first people to appear on a milk carton, I bet.
That was milk box. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
because they have boxes of milk over there,
Yeah.
don't they?
Boxes. Do you remember how old fashioned? Do you remember years ago when we used to have milk cartons, I bet?
Well, actually, I suppose, yes, I do. I used, there was this thing at, for lunchtime where we'd be given a thing of milk to drink, and I'd sort of try and drink
And
it
they
as
never
quickly
kept
as
it.
possible.
And they never kept it in the fridge, did they?
Yeah, because why would you want to do that then?
Why would you want cold milk?
Yeah.
Warm milk tastes much better, doesn't it?
Well, I just seem to remember trying to drink it as quickly as possible because I was like, oh yeah, let's get this over and done with. Because we're all expected to drink this milk, and I think it was skimmed milk as well. It was awful. It was
So
just
it's not even
bleh.
good for you anyway.
No, it's the waste product from making butter and cream.
So he's presumed to have been kidnapped. Gosh's picture was one of the first to be featured on milk cartons as part of a campaign to find missing children. As of 2024, there have been no arrests made, and the case is now considered cold, but it remains open. His mother, Noreen Gosh, says that if you want to find her on YouTube, she's a crackpot. Noreen Gosh said that Johnny escaped. Go on then.
She's not that woman who thinks she's in a relationship with Brent Spiner, and Brent Spiner is warning her about various ethnic groups and the troubles they get up to for email correspondence. What's the name of that woman? She's a bit of a character. So hopefully some in the audience will know who I'm on about. She's got a YouTube channel.
No, we've been moaned at about the British Israelites. I think you should have done a whole lot more study into this subject before you decide. Hold on, we got her. I think.
Yes, breaking news. Hold the
breaking
presses.
news. This is a comment on episode 172. The British Israelites. People are still listening. I think you should have done a whole lot more study into this subject before you decided to broadcast this. For a start, the British Israelites were not and never would have classed themselves as Jews. Jews are one of the other two tribes. The Jews were the tribes of Judah. Yeah. These are the basics, guys. And then Mugwort replied, "Oi, mate, mate, the Yanks know. Shut it down."
Look, I actually agree with that comment. Yeah, there's 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah,
and the tribe of Judah is one of those.
I don't think we ever said we were the real. No, we said we were the real Jews.
There's the tribe of Judah, and then there's the other tribes like the tribe of Dan and the other stuff. I don't know.
Let me find a picture of. Hold on. Let me. This is no good for the radio audience or the TV audience because I'm just finding a picture of Noreen Gosh for. So when you're thinking of Johnny Gosh's mother.
Yeah.
Copy. Obviously, she was a bit fit. I think she was a lot fitter when she was younger. But there's a.
As is often the way.
There she is. That's Noreen Gosh in all her glory. What a beauty!
So I've seen this person before. Hang on, this is actually a
Did
US comedian.
Did you go to Mars for 2 weeks?
Is that Rodney Dangerfield? Hang on, let me.
Either that or she went. Either that or she went to Mars for 2 weeks. I'm not sure which.
Rodney Dangerfield. Those bug eyes.
It's
Yeah,
like that.
it is. It is. It is. Look. Right. Okay. So just a second. Right. I'm going to post a
Separated at
picture
birth.
here of Rodney Dangerfield. Right. And you tell me. Yeah. It's Noreen Gosh is just Rodney Dangerfield in a wig. You see it now.
Oh yeah, I do see it. Oh, it's a fucking pig.
Yeah.
I've got to open it. Oh no, actually, I don't want to do that. Just do that. I'll put it. I'll put it up for the TV listeners.
Yeah. So for those on the wireless, if you're wondering who we're on about, the mother of the missing boy, Jonathan Gorsh, his mum looks like Rodney Dangerfield in drag.
Well, she
And the
doesn't
thing
know.
is-
I think she was kind of a little bit fit back in the day, but obviously
The thing
she's
is,
old
right?
now.
I think Noreen would admit that herself.
Yeah. So his mother, Noreen Gosh, said that
Hey,
Johnny.
no, put the picture of Noreen on the thing, not Rodney Dangerfield.
The radio audience will
You'll be
love that joke.
confusing the audience.
His mother, Noreen Gosh, said that Johnny escaped from his captors and visited with an unidentified man in 1997. She said that her son told her this is because that's what you do when you kidnap a child. You bring him back. You bring him back a few 13 years later to say hello to his mum, don't you?
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
She said that her son told her that he had been the victim of a paedophile organisation and had been cast aside when he was too old, but subsequently feared for his life and lived under an assumed identity, feeling it was not safe to return home. Gosh's father, John, divorced from Noreen. I've no idea why. Since 1993. Fucking hell, he hung in there for a while, didn't he? Just think if he'd hung in another 4 years, he'd have seen his son. Had publicly stated he's not sure whether such a visit actually occurred. Oh dear. Messy divorce then, obviously. Many have also speculated that the visit did occur, but it was someone else pretending to be Johnny. Authorities have not located Gosh or confirmed Noreen Gosh's account, and his fate continues to be the subject of speculation, conspiracy theories, and dispute. The case received renewed publicity in 2006 when his mother said she'd found photographs on her doorstep depicting Gosh in captivity. Some of the photos received were said to be children from a case in Florida. However, one boy in the photos was never identified. Noreen Gosh insists that boy is Johnny. So that's, where I'm probably wondering how we got here. Record scratch, disappearance.
Yeah.
On Sunday, September the 5th, 1982, in the suburb of West Des Moines, or whatever, Johnny Gosh left home before dawn to begin his paper route. Although it was customary for Johnny to awaken his father to help with the route, the boy took only the family's miniature dachshund Gretchen with him that morning. The other paper carriers for the Des Moines Register would later report having seen Gosh at the paper drop picking up his newspapers. It was the last sighting of Gosh that could be corroborated by multiple witnesses. I think they're trying to say something about Noreen, but I don't want to speculate. Another paper boy named Mike reported that he observed Gosh talking to a stocky man in a blue two-toned car near the paper drop. Another witness, John Rossi, saw the man in the blue car talking to Gosh and thought something was strange. Gosh told Rossi the man was asking for directions and asked Rossi to help. Rossi looked at the license plate but could not recall the right license plate number. He said, "I keep hoping I'll wake up in the middle of the night and see that number on the license plate as distinctly as night and day, but that hasn't happened." Rossi underwent hypnosis and told police some of the numbers, and the place was from Warren County, Iowa. As Johnny walked a block north, where his route started, a paperboy noticed another man following Gosh. A neighbour heard a door slam, saw a silver Ford Fairmont speed away northwards from where Johnny's wagon was found. John and Noreen Gosh, Johnny's parents, began receiving phone calls from customers along their son's route, complaining of undelivered papers. Oh, that's nice, isn't it, eh? Never mind your fucking missing son, where's my newspaper? John
I
performed.
appreciate your son's dead. Anyway, when's my copy of the Sunday Sport coming?
Yeah, exactly. I want to know about that World War II bomber on the moon. John performed a cursory search of the neighbourhood around 6 a.m. He immediately found Johnny's wagon full of newspapers 2 blocks from their home. The Goshes immediately contacted the West Des Moines Police Department and reported Johnny's disappearance. Imagine if your name was Des Moines. Like, would it be all jokes about where you're from?
Yeah.
Noreen, in her public statements and her book Why Johnny Can't Come Home, has been critical of what she perceives as a slow reaction time from authorities and of the policy at the time that Gosh could be not classified as a missing person until 72 hours had passed. By her estimation, the police did not arrive to take her report for a full 45 minutes. That is a fucking shit law, isn't it? 72 hours, especially with a kid. And there's like reports of a bloke in the area and shit like that. It's like, yeah, you do have to wonder if the police are in on this stuff sometimes, don't you?
Well, unfortunately, for legal reasons, I can't comment on that because I just realised that there was a recent story in a different country,
Yeah,
where the police were corroborating with criminals,
yeah.
and they're doing nasty things to the children.
In another case, there's a president that's doing this. Initially, the police came to believe that Gosh was a runaway, but later they changed their statement and suggested Gosh was kidnapped, but they were unable to establish a viable motive. Little boy kidnapped. What could the motive possibly be, Hobbit? We haven't got a motive for it. We just don't have a motive. No idea.
There's no motive for kidnapping a boy. So,
well, there's 2 motives.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 motives, and one of them ain't marry, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Marriage is legal now, so maybe they can, get gay married at the Church of England.
Yeah.
They'll gay marry you to a little boy.
But you know, if you're kidnapping a kid, you're gonna diddle them or you're gonna murder them, and come on, mate, come on, copper. I know the donuts. I know the donuts sugar has rotted your brain, but Jesus Christ, have a fucking clue, pal, where we are.
You seen that thing with the police places, and they will not hire police if they score too highly on the IQ chart. They don't want anybody with more than 100 IQ.
That does seem quite possible with the videos I've been watching lately.
Yeah.
I've been watching a guy called AY Audits, and he goes and audits the hotels. And then so he's there, like public areas, knows his law, just filming and that, wandering around. Police turn up on blue lights to a trespass, which is a civil offence.
Yeah, that's just got nothing better to do, really.
No, well, backsertings have been on Twitter all day, and I suppose they nip out in the car for a bit.
Yeah.
But they were
unable. It's just a normal thing.
But the police, is there a motive? Got no idea why someone would kidnap a little boy. No, none. What's stumped? I'm fucking stumped, mate. This one's. We need Inspector Clouseau in for this one. It's a real mind blower.
Not even Sherlock Holmes could ascertain why someone would kidnap a little boy.
No one at all. No one can figure this one out. It will
just remain a mystery from now until the end of time.
But they must be in the same place as the Sodder family's police force. Turned up. The next thing, we burying a cow's liver in the garden and going, oh, we found Johnny. Here it is. He's a beef liver. That's your son. They turned up little evidence and arrested no suspects in connection with the case. That'll go with them on, because they don't have a lot to go on. They don't even have a partial number plate, do they? So I can forgive them for that. But a lot of the other stupidness, no. A few months after his September 1982 disappearance, Noreen Gosh said her son was spotted in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are only 24 hours from Tulsa. When a boy yelled to a woman for help before being dragged off by 2 men. Again, motive unknown, I assume, for that one. Over the years, several private investigators have assisted the Goshes with their search for their son. Among them are Jim Rothstein, a retired New York City police detective, and Ted Gunderson, a retired chief of the Los Angeles FBI branch. In 1984,
Is the reason why it took so long to arrest gay icon, was it John Gacy?
Yeah.
Who was it? Ted Bundy? Who was that one with the glasses that we were covering a few years ago?
American. Oh, yeah. What do you mean? The Milwaukee Butcher. I can't remember his name. What's his name?
He liked his boyfriends, and he liked them to be unalived.
Yeah.
Once he had his fun.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That guy. Yeah, that gay icon Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Is it because like the police couldn't ascertain why a gay male prostitute would go missing, and they were like, well,
why is this man kidnapping other men? I mean, surely it can't be sexual because they're not girls.
No. Yeah, exactly. What's going on there? Men don't kidnap other men. This is unheard of.
Goshy's photograph appeared alongside that of another Des Moines Register paperboy, Eugene Martin, who'd gone missing on that year on milk cartons. So two of them had gone missing, and the police department. Well, obviously these are completely separate events. Based on Anderson Erickson's diary.
Here, moving on now.
Yeah, moving on swiftly. Gosh was among the first missing children who had their plights publicised in this way. American police force, they're not the best, are they?
Well, I'm just thinking that no, I'm not legally not allowed to say of another police force which may be worse than they are, but there may be ones that are worse than the American police forces. Is what I'm saying.
Was it the Yorkshire police that aren't much better, are they? With their fucking with their bullshit about
legally no comment. Legally no comment.
Fair and balanced elections.
Yeah, safe and effective elections too.
So, potentially linked cases.
We covered ourselves.
On August 12th, 1984, please no bully. We didn't say For All I Care.
In Minecraft, For All I Care.
Anything resembling Peter Persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Eugene Martin, another Des Moines area paperboy, disappeared under similar circumstances. He went missing while delivering newspapers on the south side of Des Moines. Like, they're snatching up kids like it's fucking free, aren't they?
Is it the Alex Jones meme where the elites don't want you to know this, but the boys in the park are free? I have 300 boys at home in my basement.
On March 29th, 1986, the day before Easter, the then 13-year-old Mark James Warren Allen, that's one person, not a group of them, Hobbit.
Sure.
Told his mother he was going to walk to a friend's house down the street. He never arrived at the friend's house and has not been seen since. Police last seen scratching their heads for a motive. Media reports initially described Allen as the third Iowa paperboy to go missing in the 80s, but a detailed piece about Iowa's missing people that appeared in Des Moines Register on August 18th of August 2013 claimed he was not a paperboy in Des Moines. However, Mark Allen's brother would later confirm that he was a paperboy, but not on a route at the time of his disappearance. So he was a paperboy then. Is he a paperboy? Is he not a paperboy? It's the papers said he was a paperboy. He was in fact a paperboy, but he wasn't on duty at the time of his kidnap. Is what they
he's an off-duty paperboy.
Yeah, he's an off-duty paperboy. So what else we got? Authorities were unable to prove a connection between the three cases. No idea. I couldn't even figure out why these young boys were kidnapped. No idea. Yet Noreen Gosh says she was personally informed of the abduction of Eugene Martin a few months in advance. A few months in it? What? She was personally informed of the abduction of Eugene Martin a few months in advance by a private investigator who was searching for her son. She was told the kidnapping would take place the second weekend in August 1984, and it would be a paperboy from the south side of Des Moines. So Noreen did what with this information?
Oh well, just rest on that for a bit.
Oh
That'd be
shit!
fine.
You know that kid Mark Allen that got kidnapped. His mum was Nancy Allen. Oh, his parent was Nancy Allen, aunt, and Chris Allen, brother. Oh, Nancy Allen
Okay.
from RoboCop. I don't think it was Nancy Allen from RoboCop, but yeah, same name.
No, I was just...
Fraud by wire case. In 1985, Noreen Gosh received a letter from Robert Hoyman Meyer II, 19 of Saginaw, Michigan. The letter had been signed Samuel Forbes, Dakota. In the letter, Meyer stated that he was a guard in a motorcycle club when Gosh's son disappeared in September 1982. According to Meyer, Gosh's son was taken as part of a large child slavery ring and operated by the club. According to the FBI, Meyer requested from and received 11,000 from the Goshes. Meyer additionally requested 100,000 more, along with a promise to return their son. Meyer was arrested in Buffalo at the Canadian border by FBI agents and was later charged with fraud by wire. The letter Meyer wrote was that he doesn't sound like the type, does he, Mr. Robert Hoyman Meyer? Does he, Hobbit?
No.
I think this is just an anti-Semitic canard. The letter Meyer wrote had stated that Gosh's son was sold to a man whom Meyer identified as a high-level drug dealer residing in Mexico City. Despite the accusation of fraud, Noreen Gosh reported believed Meyer at his word and later criticised the FBI, stating the arrest warrant against Meyer destroyed her and her husband's John credibility with anybody who would take the couple's offer to pay ransom for their boy. How had that done that? Because they paid somebody who was faking it. I don't know. This is exhausting.
No, your guess is as good as mine, mate.
I think the kid's gone missing, and I think he probably has been sold into slavery. But I think anything other than that, I don't think anybody has an idea.
No?
I think Noreen is just like she's gone out of red through grief, hasn't she?
So I'm sorry, Noreen, but you have my sympathy, but I really don't understand what's going on here. And again, you look like Rodney Dangerfield in drag, which is unfortunate.
According to Noreen Gosh, one morning in March 1997, she was awakened around 2:30 a.m. by a knock at her apartment door. Let me just check the chat a sec. Apparently, the Medici rule about that spooky shit, Hobbit, says Catman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he also said something I thought was quite good. Tom Hanks wanted to fuck a fish and went mental playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, was that... I saw the mental Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't know that was... Tom Hanks was doing that in Minecraft.
Yeah, he wanted to fuck a fish in Minecraft. Is that a fish called Wanda? Is that what you're on
Dom's
about?
drunk because he said, I must add, all my previous comments were experienced in Minecraft, starring Jack Black, who is still relevant and funny. Press F for Dom. Press F for Dom's sanity.
Yes. Moment silence for the loss of Dom's sanity.
According to Noreen Gosh, one morning in March 1997, she was awakened around 2:30 a.m. by a knock at her apartment door. Waiting outside was Johnny Gosh, now 27, accompanied by an unidentified man. Gosh said she immediately recognised her son, who opened his shirt to reveal a birthmark on his chest. We talked about an hour or an hour and a half. He was with another man, but I have no idea who the person was. Johnny would look over to the other person for approval to speak, says Gosh. He didn't say where he's living or where he was going. In a 2005 interview, Gosh said, the night he came here, he was wearing jeans, a t-shirt, and had a coat on because it was March. Do you have a coat on because it's March usually? I usually have a coat on because it's cold. It was cold.
Well, that's the implication.
It was cold and his hair was... Yeah, but she said he was wearing it purely because it was March, so he wears coats every March.
Do you know, actually, I am gonna agree with her on something, right? Yeah. So it's February. I'm in the Canary Islands. Now, Canary Islands is known for being pleasant all year round, and in February, I think it was like in a low to high 20s. It was very pleasant weather. And my dad sent me to the shop to buy some sangria. It was like, yeah, you're 11 years old, go and buy some sangria. And you could do that back in those days because people didn't care.
Yeah.
And I was there with my dad, and no, this was another time, and I said, "Look, Dad, you got to come to the shop." He says, "Why? I'm on holiday." It's like, no, you don't get it right. The shopkeeper, she's wearing a woolly jumper. It's like, you're joking. It's like, no, seriously. Like, you come to the same shop where I bought the sangria, and he said, and he saw it, and he looked at her. He was like, "Why are you wearing a woolly jumper?" He said, "Oh, don't you know it's winter?" It's like,
So she's like Johnny Gosh then. She wears her jumper because it's winter.
yeah, exactly. It's just like, well, look, it's winter. You got to wear a jumper in winter, right? It's like, but it's nice. It's like their winter is the equivalent to my summer at the moment, because it's what?
Yeah.
What's the temperature in my room? 22 degrees. Yeah, well, that's it. It's 22 degrees.
So it was cold and his hair was long. It was shoulder length and it was straight and dyed black. After the visit, she had the FBI create a picture. She says, "Look like Johnny." Gosh self-published a book in 2000 titled "Why Johnny Can't Come Home." The book presents her understanding of what her son went through based on the original research of various private investigators. I take it he's dead now then, now she just blabbed. So he goes, "Mum, I can't come home because of XXX. Now I assume they've found him and murdered him. What happened immediately after that? Now she's put the book out."
So is this like when O.J. Simpson wrote a book called, like, "I didn't murder the bitch, but if I did, this is how I do it"?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is her going, "My son wants all this kept quiet, so I'm going to blab it all so he gets murdered."
What did he have some unflattering things to say about Mussolini?
Yeah. He might have. I think he told Noreen that he had evidence that would lead to the imprisonment and the arrest and imprisonment of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
On September 1, 2006, Gosh reported that she found photographs left at her front door, some of which she posted on her website. Oh, Noreen's got a website. One colour photo shows three boys.
It's called RodneyDangerfield.com.
Oh, great. Let's go to her website because it's got one colour photo showing three boys bound and gagged. Yeah, I'll be going on Noreen's fucking website, all right? Oh, fuck.
Is this...
To quote Mad Max, that's bait.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds a bit like... Look, I get you're trying to do something here, but I don't think this is going to have the intended...
No one on any account ever go to Noreen's website, for fuck's sake. You'll end up on a list. One colour photo shows... Yeah, one colour...
Just trying to be nice about it.
Going to Noreen's website is not something that the 14 Words would recommend. Because it has one colour photo that shows three boys bound and gagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not normal, you know. It's just what boys do, right?
Yeah.
Bound and gagged.
Boys being boys. Like the police still haven't found that motive. She said that a black and white photo appears to show 12-year-old Johnny Gosh with his mouth gagged, his hands and feet tied, and an apparent human brand on his shoulder. A third photo.
Brand? I'm glad they didn't want to use one of those cattle brands.
Yeah. What's a human brand? A third photo shows a man.
Oh, I know.
Aren't all brands human? Because they're all created by humans, aren't they?
Maybe he's got Apple phone, because Apple computer, that's a brand, right?
Yeah. Third photo shows a man, possibly dead, or he could have been asleep, who may have something tied around his neck. Noreen Gosh stated that man was one of the perpetrators who molested my son. Gosh later said that the first two photos had originated on a website featuring child pornography.
That's nice.
They shouldn't really call it child pornography because it's not pornography, is it?
I think now they call it child abuse.
CSA, child sex. It's something. Is it?
CSAM.
CSAM, that's it. Child sexual abuse midges.
So she
Media
goes on child abuse websites to look for pictures of a boy.
Yeah, she's just like him out of the Who. Do you remember that one?
Oh, he's just researching
She's just
for a
researching
book
for a
she's
book
writing.
of it.
Well, I suppose in her case, yeah, because she's actually got a book called "Why
Yeah.
Johnny Can't Come Home."
Did Pete was it Pete Townsend? Did Pete Townsend book ever come out?
Well,
I
he
hope
was
it
going
were
to
a coffee
publish
table
it.
edition of all the photos he'd found.
He was going to publish it, but then they put him in prison, and now he can't find a publisher. So, the police swindled him out of his career.
On September
His career of
13, this is where it's written, Hobbit, don't blame me. An anonymous letter
yeah,
was mailed to Des Moines police. Gentlemen,
Des Moines.
someone has played a reprehensible joke on a grieving mother. The photo in question is not one of her son, but of three boys in Tampa, Florida, about 1979 to 80, challenging each other to an escape contest. There was... it's not child abuse, it's an escape contest on his gov. There was an investigation.
They're playing a game. It's called Struggle Snuggle.
There was an investigation concern. We're only laughing because it's horrific stuff and we don't want to cry.
I'm laughing because I find it the height of good humour. I think this Rodney Dangerfield bit's gone on for a bit too long, frankly.
There was an investigation concerning that picture made by Hillsborough County's Sheriff's Office. No charges were filed, no wrongdoing was established. The lead detective on the case was named Zalva. This allegation should be easy enough to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Right.
I just thought I'd do a snake voice. Solid snake.
Yeah.
Nelson Zalva, who worked for the Hillsborough County, Florida Sheriff's Office in the 1970s, said the details of the letter were true, and adds that he also investigated the black and white in 1978 or 1979 before Gosh's disappearance. I interviewed the kids, and they said there was no coercion or touching. I could never prove a crime, so he just left it there. Zalva says Zalva couldn't find a motive. Well, why would someone tie young boys up? When asked for proof,
Jeffrey Dahmer?
why would someone do it? I've just no idea. Just the same as why would someone kidnap a teenage boy, a preteen?
We'll never know.
No, just no one will ever figure it out. When asked for proof that it
Why
was
did
indeed
Michael
the same,
Barrymore have all those boys in his pool? Well, we'll never know.
so here you go. This is where it gets even weirder. When asked for proof that it was indeed the same photo from the investigation nearly 3 decades prior, Zalva couldn't provide any. According to the documentary film Who Took Johnny in 2014, only 3 boys in the pictures were identified by law enforcement, but not the one thought to be Johnny. Noreen Gosh still believes the picture is to be of her son. In 1989, a 21-year-old Paul A. Bonacci told his attorney, John DeCamp, that he had been abducted into a sex ring with Gosh as a teenager and was forced to participate in Gosh's kidnapping. John DeCamp so he was 21-year-old, so he would have been 16 then. At no point did anybody see Johnny talking to a 16-year-old boy. Or a teenage boy even. Not mentioned anywhere. This is another one where all the weirdos just engage in a feeding frenzy, don't they? I think it's one of those, isn't it?
It's... I don't know. I mean, if I was a policeman, I'd be like, look, somebody's getting arrested here, right?
Surely somebody needs to be arrested.
I don't know what's going wrong here, but we're going to arrest you until we can figure out what the hell's going wrong.
We're going to arrest anybody that comes forward until we get some fucking truth out of you people.
Look, we need to arrest these people until we can figure out what the hell is going wrong here, because something has gone very wrong.
So John DeCamp met with Bonacci,
and I think they'd admit that themselves.
Yeah, and he believed that he was telling the truth. Noreen later met him, and he told her things he could only know from talking with her son. He said that Johnny had a birthmark on his chest, a scar on his tongue. Have you ever had a scar on your tongue of it?
What, if you've bitten it?
I don't know. Just says a scar on his tongue. And a burn scar on his lower leg. It sounds like she was fucking battering the poor kid. Although description of the birthmark had been widely circulated, information about the scars had not been made public. Bonacci also described a stammer that Johnny had when he was upset. I think he was upset most of the time, since he was playing the escape game. FBI and local police do not believe that Bonacci is a credible witness in the case and have not interviewed him. His siblings told the police Bonacci was at home when Gosh was abducted. In 2023, Bonacci claimed to know about Gosh's 1997 visit to his mother and also stated that Gosh had visited him several times. In a 2024 updated edition of Why Johnny Can't Come Home, Noreen states that she believes child pornographers Philip Paskey and John David Norman, allegedly in Minecraft, for all I care, were responsible for her son's kidnapping.
Are they convicted of doing that thing, or
no? They're not. No, so they're allegedly in Minecraft.
Yes,
people that did it.
Look, we're not saying they're child pornographers, but
actually, we can probably say it about John David Norman because he looks very old in a 1980 picture. I don't know about Philip Paskey. Oh, don't know. That's an old black and white film. Let's have a look at the picture. Oh, 4th of July 1976, and he's in his 20s then, by the looks. So, I don't know. They might be dead. But let's just say in Minecraft, anyway. The case generated national interest as Noreen Gosh. I think Noreen Gosh has been on like a few of the talk shows, like Phil Donahue and things like that. Do you remember like him back in the day?
I remember Ricky Lake.
Geraldo Rivera, the one who looks like Mario.
The one I remember is, do you remember Ricky Lake?
Yeah, Ricky Lake.
She wrote this book called The Joy of Childbirth, and she's saying that some childbirth is so intense you can orgasm from it. And I thought to myself, so all these women like say, oh, childbirth's the worst pain you can experience.
Yeah.
And then women will also go and say, well, actually, gallstones are worse than childbirth. Yeah. And then Ricky Lake's writing books saying, oh, my childbirth was so great, I had an orgasm during it. I'm like, I don't know if I can believe women.
Believe all women, Hobbit. That's what you should do.
Yeah. Hashtag and
the case generated national interest as Noreen Gosh became increasingly vocal about the inadequacy of law enforcement's investigation of missing children cases. She established that they literally had no evidence to go off. That she established the Johnny Gosh Foundation in 1982, so she didn't have to work again. To try and help find Johnny. Through which she visited schools and spoke to... Was I accidentally
Even though she wrote a book called How I Murdered Johnny, and this is how I do it.
Through which she visited schools and spoke at seminars about the modus operandi of sexual predators. She lobbied for the Johnny Gosh Bill, state legislation which mandate an immediate police response for the reports of missing children. To be fair, that needs to be done. Like the I don't know what the motive is, and we'll give it 3 days and then we'll start looking like that. That had to stop, didn't it? The bill became law in Iowa in 1984, and similar or identical laws were later passed in Missouri and 7 other states. So 7 out of 52 states investigate a child going missing immediately. The rest of them leave it a couple of days and see if they come home first.
So the other ones are like more than my job's worth.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. I don't know why people would kidnap young boys. Like, no idea. Just no idea.
Mystery.
Yeah. In August 1984, Noreen Gosh testified in Senate hearings.
Oh no, it's more than that. It's not just, it's a mystery, moving on. It's a case of more than my fucking job's worth, I guess.
Yeah. Have you seen what happened to Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, yeah. Although some are saying that's because, he had evidence that was going to lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. So.
Have you seen Hillary Clinton's going through the ringer legally at the minute? I reckon she's going to be in. Her and Bill. Her and Bill are going up for a Senate hearing.
Oh. Well, best of luck.
In August, they'll just go, can't recall. That's all they're going to do. In August 1984, Noreen Gosh testified in Senate hearings on organised crime, speaking about organised paedophilia and its presumed role with the sons of... Oh my God, can you believe they're still flogging this old anti-Semitic canard? Complete non-story.
Jeffrey Epstein... yeah.
Complete non-story, as Donald Trump said, quite accurately.
Yeah.
Oh God, are you still talking about that? According to her, she began receiving death threats. Why is it people who receive death threats never die? Can you explain that to me, Hobbit?
Well, except for the Sodder family. But they didn't receive death threats, did they?
Exactly. They either kill you or they don't. They don't go, we're going to kill you, and then don't, do they? Where was I? Gosh also testified before the US Department of Justice, which provided $10 million to establish the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Gosh was invited to the White House by President Ronald Reagan for the dedication ceremony. So in 2014, a documentary titled Who Took Johnny was released. The film includes interviews with Gosh's parents. So watch that and don't have nightmares, kids.
But I suggest you don't.
So that's that. That's Johnny Gosh. I thought it fitted in with the Sodder family because it's another weird one.
Yeah, and it's
although at least this one's got like, at least you know what happened in this one. Like the kid was abducted by who nobody knows really, do they?
Yeah.
The fact is that three kids were abducted in the same area, and police were just like fucking stumped.
Okay, right. If it was just one, that would be one thing. But if there's three of them that's been kidnapped, then I'm sorry, but if I'm like, you know, independent of police and I've been tasked to investigate this, be like, I think they're in on it. I think they've done something dodgy here and they're trying to cover it up. I'm saying this is more than just incompetence. This is
it does seem like a young boy's been kidnapped and they're like, fuck, I don't know why. Why would anyone kidnap a young boy?
I mean, we're only police. What do you expect us to do about it? We're here to, like, you know, arrest motorists and people that say mean things on social media.
We're here to shoot black people at traffic stops
and murder puppies.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Which, yeah,
well, that's the ATF, isn't it?
The
ATF wouldn't stand for that, like the police stepping on their toes.
The Bureau of all fluffy terriers must die.
Yeah. So that's that. Do you want to do some unexplained histories of it?
Boy, howdy, do I want to do some. Let me see what we got. The spiritual implications of incest.
Yeah,
it's easy to tell that incest is wrong at the physical level because it makes your offspring to form retards. But what are the spiritual effects? Well, I don't know. Let's ask Albert Einstein and his descendants. Did he have any? Gang stalking. What's all that about?
How did early hominins reach the island of Sulawesi without boats? Well, they swam, didn't they?
God put them there.
Bizarre starfish with large posterior prompts SpongeBob comparisons. SpongeBob wasn't a starfish.
Do you want to hear about some?
Go on then. What were you going to talk about a bit?
Do you want to hear about somebody having a vivid dream?
Go on then.
Because this is Fortean. Anybody ever go to dream jail? It came out last night in my dreams, but at one point in my college years, I spent a solid 9 months in dream jail. The sentence was originally 1 year, but I got let out early for good behaviour. I think I ended up in dream jail after trying to mess with Gödel's incompleteness theorems to change reality. And instead of changing reality, they threw me in dream jail for the attempt. Most people in dream jail are not based schizos who try to escape the Matrix. No, most people are in dream jail for dream crimes. A very simple dream crime to understand is crushing your daughter's dream to be an architect. If you do something like that, you've committed dream manslaughter or even dream murder. I think this person might be a vegetarian. Most people in dream jail consider it to be a kind of circle of hell they're experiencing while still alive and don't fully understand what's happening to them. Dream jail was honestly mostly boring. I just remember playing cards.
Have a steak, you're not you when you haven't had a cut of meat.
He said playing cards, you know, he's too anemic to write cards.
Yeah.
With the guys in my cell block a lot. I didn't get anally raped or nothing. People actually looked out for me as a mathematician, as you can use math again too anemic to write S.
Only one of them.
Yeah, he only does a singular math.
What is the
That's
one?
what a
What is the
mathematician
one
does.
math that you can do? What is it?
Well, he just does the one math when he's
Yeah,
in dream gel,
yeah,
the mathematical theorem for not getting raped.
yeah.
Um, and oh yeah, so he says you can use math in dream gel to get contraband
Can
materials.
you use maths as
I don't
well?
recall it. Yeah, I don't recall any gangs. Oh, gangs is plural. Okay, that's
Oh,
interesting.
any
The
gang?
whole thing was a pretty smooth operation.
Yeah.
This might have been the minimum security version of Dream Jail. In real life, I just try to keep myself busy enough not to dream much. If you fuck up your sleep cycle, you can kind of circumvent the sentence at the cost of your real life well-being. The one thing I remember so clearly was the climate control system. They made sure the temperature and humidity matched that of the real calendar date of the real world, even down to it being sweaty in the summer. Amazing.
Is that
If you're
because it's
sweaty in
your
real
body
life,
that's there? Could it?
it's
But
almost as
I
if
don't
like
want.
if
I
you're
don't want to be a skeptic of it, but couldn't it be because like your body's there and you're actually feeling that temperature?
it's
Or am I
almost like
or am I just being crazy?
if you're sweaty in real life, you're sweaty in your
If you poop
dreams.
in your dreams, you poop for real. Is that
Yeah.
one from Family Guy?
Oh, what? Oh, I thought that was Inception.
No, that was Family Guy. He said if you poop in your dreams, you poop for real. And
Yeah,
then
but that's based on
it carries on, and eventually the boys get Freddy to go and whisper in Peter's ear, and he shits himself again in a dream.
Oh, is that how it ends?
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. Great. I really don't like Herbert the Molester in that. I know you're not supposed to go, oh yeah, he's a
He's my favourite
lovable character.
I think it says something about you if you do say he's your favourite character on it.
I think isn't he kind of like a sort of less one-dimensional version of the greased-up deaf guy?
Either that or he's what's his name? The Garrison. Is he just Family
Oh
Guy
yeah, but that's
Garrison?
yeah. Well, Mr. Garrison, I don't think Mr. Garrison's ever been into the kids though.
Yeah.
I think quite the opposite in the case of Mr. Garrison. He doesn't like them very much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, where were we? You poop in your dreams, you poop for real.
So yeah. So what else? Is anybody?
What are you on? Random, are you?
No, I'm on X.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'll go to unexplainedmysteries.com. Let's find another thing.
Actually, before we do, should we
did
do
you
a
know-
funny one?
Yeah.
Actually, I only need to read the headline on this one. Where is it? U.S. trophy hunter 52 ambushed and gored to death by buffalo on 10k hunting trip.
Yeah.
Imagine going out to a buffalo. That's pretty. Like, surely you want to be ripped to death by a lion or something, don't you?
Hmm. It's well, it's not for me. I can put it that way. I can think of better things to spend lots and lots of money on, like a jag.
Oh, there's a new
What?
black hole dropped. Do you want to do that one?
Oh, new black hole, guys! We've totally found it. This black hole's real. We've been to it. We've
Have
observed
they
it.
even proved that regular black holes are real?
Well, now we need super black holes because, like,
No, they're
well,
they're light intermediate black holes.
Oh,
I'm just fed
yeah.
up of space. I'm fed up of space and scientists. Can I? Is it okay for me to say that?
I prefer shark science. I must admit.
Yeah. Shark science is our particular bit of expertise, isn't it?
If I was going to do a grift, it would be shark science because
It's easy money, isn't it?
like well, the other thing about shark science is it answers the important questions that mankind has had since the dawn of time. Like,
Yeah.
do sharks dream of electronic sheep?
Never mind that. Do they even sleep?
Yeah.
$6 million.
Yeah,
later.
exactly. Yeah, and 5 years, results inconclusive. Give us more money.
Yeah.
But brilliant, absolutely
We
love
haven't
shark
determined if they even
science.
sleep. I think that's the absolute kicker to it, isn't it?
Well, we started this thing with saying we're pretty sure they sleep, but now, not sure actually.
Yeah.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Hard to say. A bit hard to say, really. Very hard to say indeed. But you can now stay at the house from the 1982 movie Poltergeist. I prefer the Troma version, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken
Yeah.
Dead.
I don't really like the way it ended for the little girl with her colon blocked because yeah,
What?
I'm not going to say why, but she died of a blocked colon.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not in the film.
No, that's not in the
like
film.
what
That's in
happened.
real life.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She didn't poop in her
mean,
dreams.
I know it's. She didn't even poop in real life.
Yeah.
I know it's a pretty dark film, but that's like, they don't.
But that's like I think is it Poltergeist 2? I don't. Did she do Poltergeist 3 as well? I'm not sure.
Dude,
I know
that
she
was
did
in
2.
Poltergeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. There's a scene in Poltergeist with, look, no spoilers, right? But Poltergeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, is quite a gruesome film, and if you don't like gruesome films, don't watch it because it's gruesome. But if you do like gruesome films, which I thought I did, maybe watch it, but then after a while go, oh, you know what? I'm not going to watch this anymore. It's too much.
Oh, did you know the medium from the original Poltergeist film? Her real name is Zelda Rubinstein.
Rubinstein?
Rubinstein.
This is an interesting name, Rubinstein. Zelda, you say?
Yeah.
She a fan of? Did Nintendo come to sue her for using the name Zelda?
No, they blocked a people, didn't they?
When she bought a Switch 2, did they say you have been banned from Nintendo Online Services for the name Zelda Rubinstein?
All right, it's a bit of trivia that you might want to know. Might not want to know about the Poltergeist curse. So you remember the eldest daughter in the first film?
No,
She died
I've
age
not
20,
actually seen.
She died age 22 by being strangled by her ex-boyfriend, John Thomas Sweeney. And then Heather O'Rourke was Carol Ann in all three. Died February 1st, 1988, age of 12, due to complications from an acute bowel obstruction.
I've got a confession to make, right?
What?
Never seen Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
Poltergeist is very, very weird because you watch the first one and you're like, oh, this is a Steven Spielberg film, but it was allegedly directed by Toby Hooper, the Texas Chainsaw guy. And you're like, no, this is definitely directed by Steven Spielberg.
Oh,
It's
weird.
literally like watching E.T. It's like that blatant that it's a Steven Spielberg film. So I don't, because Steven Spielberg was the producer, so I don't know whether he kind of like there was some like wrangling backstage.
I noticed that with all trauma movies, like when you're watching a Lloyd Kaufman film, because they're all the same.
Yeah.
Is it just me, right?
That could be due to film stock and things like that, though, couldn't it? That could be because they're done on absolute super cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, but also like the subject matter. It's like saying, "Oh boy, have you noticed all Stanley Kubrick films have got a bit of a common theme amongst each other?" And that, and it's like, yeah, it's almost if like the director's vision is apparent in all of these films.
Yeah.
I will say something which I do find a bit Fortean, and do you find it strange? Because I certainly find it strange just how quickly time goes by. I can't believe it's Thursday again.
Yeah.
It seemed like only yesterday we were talking about the Sodder family.
Yeah.
And all those mystery boxes.
And the J.J. Abrams, the Abrams family.
Well, at least we know where he got it from.
Mm.
Oh, it is a fun story. NASA chief expedites plan to build nuclear reactor on the moon.
Oh, nice.
So Sean Duffy, or as the Americans call him, Cian,
Yeah.
Sian Duffy, who is a bloke at NASA, and he's probably got a name. Yeah, his name's Sean Duffy, who's the acting head of the US Space Agency. Is order. I'm surprised they're still relevant. I thought SpaceX had took it all over now.
They're like massively derided, aren't they, NASA? And like you say, it is pretty weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a national joke.
Yeah, it's very strange. So, anyway, he's acting out of US Space has ordered the project to be significantly sped up. Really? Is there a reason for that? Have you noticed, like, there's a lot of things recently where they've been like, oh, well, no, there's recent things like with, like, online safety bills and Agenda 2030 and this. It just seems like they're working on the deadline, and the deadline's fast approaching, and I don't know what that's about, but that seems a bit odd to me.
Yeah.
Seems a little bit strange.
They're definitely rushing certain aspects of their agenda, which isn't working out too well for them.
No. So in this case, the project, which has been in the works for a while, is currently in the design.
Appalachia with Rome has joined the. We've got a Rumble chatter.
Oh, nice. Well, welcome to Fortean Words, and we appreciate you joining us on Rumble. Rumble is it's the alternative video streaming site, and you know, you can cut. Richie Milkers is on Rumble too. I'm glad he's on there.
So Appalachia with Rome says, "Hey guys, well there is the Dream Police too, so there has to be a Dream Jail," and then finally said, "Is it one drop rule in Dream Jail?" I
don't know how
gangs in the Dream.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine, mate. The project has been in the works for a while. Is currently in the design phase, with NASA working alongside the US Energy Department.
I can't see it in the headlines.
Right, I'll just paste it here.
Yeah.
The project is currently in design phase, with NASA working alongside the US Energy Department to develop fission power system capable of generating 40 kilowatts. Duffy, however, has now stipulated the unit would need to provide a minimum of 100
kilowatts. You could power a plasma rifle with that.
Well, you could power a lot of things with 40 kilowatts, but they're saying, look, that's not enough. That's rookie numbers. We need you to bring those numbers up. At least 100 kilowatts.
They go fucking camping or what? Like 40 kilowatts ain't a lot.
Well, it's 40 kilowatts. I don't. How much does a house use? I mean, what, 10 kilowatts or something? So it's like 4 houses worth. But no, they're saying, look, those are rookie numbers. You need to bring those numbers up. We want 100 kilowatts. I mean, that is a substantial amount of that. That's enough to charge like 5 EVs. Oh, maybe that's what they figured. There's no diesel on the moon, so they'll have to use. They'll have to get like a Tesla on there or something instead. So the project's been in the works for a while. Yeah, we said that bit. Much of the project's sudden urgency is likely down to the threat of Russia or China achieving something similar before the US does. The first country to do so could potentially declare a keep-out zone, which would significantly inhibit the United States from establishing a planned Artemis presence, if not there first. As things stand, the new timeline will see Fission Surface Power Program executive design
then Hobbit. Standard domestic supply is 15 kVA apparently. Hold on.
So
standard domestic service at 15 kVA is 60 amp cutout.
So they've done enough for 6 houses.
So 20. Basically, I've done 2 houses. Really, because a standard 20 kVA is an 80 to 100 amp fuse cutout.
Yeah, but they want it up to 100 kilowatts, so that's like 5 houses worth.
Yeah.
So they want to go on the moon, and they basically said, look, solar's fucking rubbish, can't trust solar, nuke on the moon. And someone says, my bet China will be first. Probably not, as Russia's been developing for a while nuclear power propulsion systems for the strategic weapons like Petron, Avangard.
Oh, no, I've got to answer Dom. Dom says, how do sharks have a wank with only fins? It's easy, they have wet dreams.
No, I think what Dom was trying to say there is sharks wank using the shark website OnlyFins.
Oh, right, okay. But
Yeah.
still, if I could really, I don't know.
Dom, is that what you were saying, or am I just like putting jokes in where no jokes are apparent?
Yeah.
Were you
You
having
never know
like a
with Dom,
serious
do you?
discussion as to like the prospects of shark masturbation? Because as far as I know, sharks being fish,
Oh,
they haven't got a
Dom's
willy.
first ever episode on it was Cursed Films, which we talked about part of course, didn't we?
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I've got this right,
And also, Dom said,
sharks.
I might wear a dress. What colour would bring out my eyes? And I think bloodshot. Done, I think.
Yes, that is the look which people do seem to go for.
Mm.
Hemi,
Yeah,
I'm worn out.
same here. What do you want to
Yeah.
do about the
Look.
starfish with the butt?
Hey, hey, it's Patrick from SpongeBob. Yay! Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, the headline actually says SpongeBob comparisons.
Yeah.
Well, screw you guys. I came up with the joke first before you guys even did it. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm the clever one, not you. Fuck you. I know you said that to be ironic.
continues to surround light intermediate black holes, Hobbit. Is that source I made
No,
made
it
up,
doesn't.
bro?
Yeah, it's like source. Please keep funding us because shark scientists can't get all the grant money.
These enigmatic objects sit somewhere between regular black holes and supermassive black holes, so they're normal black holes.
Yeah. So these objects exist between totally imaginary objects we made up and other totally imaginary objects that we made up. Good to know. So moving on.
So I think they got a couple of strippers to do this because we're a team of astronomers who are searching for these in-between black holes called intermediate black holes. In a new paper, two of us, Crystal and Karen is spelt Karan, both with a K. That's part-time strippers, aren't they? They literally are the strippers that are going to college.
Well, yeah. Good to see they're doing something nice with their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working for Little Destiny.
Yeah.
Probably child.
I don't know
Destiny.
what that is. Sorry.
I was just saying, child's probably called Destiny or Rayquisha or something.
Or Chardonnay.
Yeah. Anyway,
the Americans. Yeah, they'll be called EBT-sha then.
EBT. Don't forget Absidy. Do you remember Absidy, which is spelled ABCDE?
Absidy is one of the greatest names that the EBT generation have ever invented.
Oh no, Shithade. Shithede's the best one. Which is
not to be
shithead.
Confused with chiffon.
which not to be confused with shithead. Right. Anyway.
So what are you going to call the child? Spudulika. It's not Spudulika. It's Spadulica.
It's exotic, isn't it?
Oh mate, no. There is one headline, right? I do want to read. Radioactive wasp nest found at nuclear facility in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Should we do this?
Go on then.
Right.
Do it quick.
Concerns been raised following discovery at the former nuclear weapons facility near Aiken. As if ordinary wasps weren't enough of a nuisance. Hey, this wasp, right, it got his powers when he was bitten by a radioactive wasp, and now he has the ability to annoy people at a picnic.
Does he have the proportionate powers of a radioactive wasp? Of a wasp?
Yeah, that's it. Garot was telling Turley about the brilliant film you watched. That was very funny.
You missed a great film.
Well, to be fair,
while it was barreling along, what it was while it was barreling along, it was fine. But the second you stop to think about it, it's crap.
I like these films that are made for retards by retards.
Yeah,
I do enjoy them.
It's
almost as much as
Fraser,
fan films.
I said to Fraser, I said I watched Gladiator 2. I didn't think it was all that bad. So Fraser watched it. Then me and Fraser discussed it. Like, yeah, it was shit. It's just like it was just one of those things. Like when you're watching it, it's fine. It's like cold water. You know, you get into cold water, and then after a little while, you're fine. It's still cold water, but you're fine. It was like that.
Well, it's like when people debate voting. It's like, oh, it's time to have the nuanced discussion on whether we should have the dog shit sandwich spread thick or thin. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go hungry. I'm all right. I'll go hungry. If these are my options, I'll go
I'll eat
hungry.
dock leaves or something.
No, your only two options is dog shit sandwich, thick or thin. I'll go hungry.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Simple as.
But yeah, like I said, the film was fine when it was barreling along. As soon as you stop to think about it, that's it. Car crash. The action scenes were enjoyable and they were well done, but it's just like there's no plot to it. I don't know, how can you do something without a plot? Like how can you not really have a decent like plot to it?
Well, to quote that comedian Vic Reeves, I don't know, but they just did.
Yeah, I don't know, but they do.
Yeah, that's
Right,
it.
Me and you are pooped now, aren't we?
Yeah. Don't watch that film. I thought it was a fan film. I didn't realise you're watching a real film.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, all that bullshit. You know, don't forget, like, me and Hobbit will literally starve to death if you don't like and subscribe.
Yeah, also my merch store, you can check out my merch store. It's called K's Cooking Teespring.com.
I don't want to send them to King Cobras. Does he have a merch?
No,
he can't.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
He does actually. It's a Teespring one.
Oh no! What is it?
But no, seriously, fuck that guy. All my homies go to K's Cooking for their merch.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's us done. Stay spooky. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it out there. Tell your friends. Get your mum watching it because your mum would love it.
My mum, your mum would love it.